Hey everyone, so carbon fiber track pack, commonly referred to as CFTP, the most expensive and one of, if not the most sought after option for the S550 GT500. This elevatable was already a very fast and very capable street car into an absolute track weapon. This car was able to compete with some of the most well-known street legal track capable cars by some of the most well-known performance manufacturers on the planet. And today I want to go over the individual aspects of the carbon fiber track pack, inside, outside, and both under hood. Talk about what they did for the car, if they were available on other packages for the GT500, and talk about if this package is really worth the cost. Now, if you were to go onto the Ford website and utilize the builder for the GT500, under the section for packages, you'll find the carbon fiber track pack. And you'll see that the carbon fiber track pack is comprised of 10 individual aspects. Now, I want to break these aspects up into 3 separate categories: exterior, interior, and under hood features. On the exterior of the car are the 20-inch exposed carbon fiber wheels, the exposed carbon fiber GT4 track wing, the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, the splitter wickers, and the wheel locks. On the interior of the car is the exposed carbon fiber instrument panel, the rear seat delete, and the Recaro leather-trimmed suede seats. And finally, under hood are the adjustable top strut mounts and the catch can, or air oil separator. Now, if you look all the way at the bottom, you can see the price for the carbon fiber track pack, $18,500. By far the most expensive option for the S550 GT500, and that price remained constant for all 3 years of production for this car. Now let's start off with probably the most well-known feature of the carbon fiber track pack, the exposed carbon fiber wheels. These wheels are an absolute work of art. This is a real deal carbon fiber wheel through and through. This is not like an alloy wheel with a carbon fiber overlay. The only metal on this wheel is the spacer that goes between the backside of the hub and the front of the rotor. The rest of the wheel itself, 100% carbon fiber. These wheels are made by Carbon Revolution, the same company that makes the carbon fiber wheels for the GT350R and the Ford GT. At this point, Carbon Revolution had proved to Ford that they can make an exposed carbon fiber wheel and not only have the weaves look uniform throughout, but they can coat the wheel in a clear coating that will prevent the ultraviolet light from reacting with the carbon and turning it yellow over time. That was a very common issue with some earlier high-performance cars that had exposed carbon fiber parts, that they would begin to yellow as they react with the sunlight. Obviously, these wheels are very lightweight. These wheels are about 17 pounds each compared to the 32 pounds for the alloy wheels that come on the base GT500. That weight reduction provides a performance improvement in 2 different ways. Not only does it lower the static weight of the vehicle itself, but it lowers the rotational mass of the wheel. So this wheel does not build as much energy as a heavier alloy wheel would, both when you're accelerating and stopping. Another big performance improvement with this wheel is that the carbon fiber is extremely stiff. Compared to an alloy wheels flex. When you throw a car into a corner at very high speed with a lot of energy, the wheel will flex under extreme loads, and that will change the camber of the wheel and tire. With the carbon wheels, they have very little, if any, real flex to them, so the wheel stays extremely stiff when you load them up in a corner, and that keeps the camber constant with the wheel and tire. As you would expect, these wheels are extremely expensive. They're about $8,000 per wheel. But contrary to popular belief, these wheels are very strong. These are not weak and flimsy like a lot of people say they are. They are obviously very expensive and can cost money, a lot of money to replace them, and people have broken them, but overall they are a very, very strong wheel. You cannot get these exposed carbon fiber wheels on any other package other than the carbon fiber track pack. The only way you could get a carbon fiber wheel on a different model GT500 was on the 2021 only carbon fiber handling package. That was a 1-year only option Ford offered that has the same wheel as this, however, it was painted black. So that was the only other available carbon fiber wheel for the S550 GT500. Now, another option or another feature of the carbon fiber track pack were the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. All carbon fiber track packs got the Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, a very aggressive street and track tire. Very capable, very sticky. Just like the wheel, it really helps improve the handling of the car itself. The downside of these tires, they're very expensive. They are about $2,000 a set right now, and they don't have a lot of tread on them, so they don't have a very long lifespan compared to the standard wheel that came on the GT500. A PS4 had a lot thicker treads. The PS4s are a better street tire. They last longer. They don't throw rocks like these things do, but from a performance standpoint, this is a much more capable both street and track tire. And on the wheel itself, another feature for the carbon fiber track pack that I don't leave on the car is a basic set of wheel locks that the carbon fiber track packs came with. It's just a basic set of Mustang wheel locks. They're kind of ugly and they protrude out pretty far. You could probably easily put a pipe wrench on to get them off, so they don't really afford that much security. So I leave mine off. And then finally, in front of the wheel is the splitter wicker that was standard with all of the carbon fiber track pack cars. Now, this was not installed from the factory. This came in a box in the trunk, and either the dealer or the customer would have to mount this on separately. So it was basically just a small piece of plastic. You can see that obviously protrudes out. This helps to improve the front downforce. It prevents lift from occurring as much on the front end, and it helps get the air up and away from the car as you're going at speed. Now, the splitter wickers were available on the handling package cars. That was part of the handling package itself. And if you wanted to put it on a GT500 or any other car, if it would fit, that it was not equipped with, you could get these for about $500 from Ford Performance. So they're not too expensive to add that to a GT500 that didn't have it from the factory. And the final exterior aspect of the carbon fiber track pack is the exposed carbon fiber GT4 styled rear wing. This is the same woven carbon fiber look that is used on the wheels. And just like the wheels, this is carbon fiber through and through. This being a true wing, an actual airfoil, this provides a significant amount of downforce, up to 550 pounds. And this is one of the main aspects of the aerodynamics package for the carbon fiber track pack. Now, this wing is adjustable. It has two positions. It has the neutral position that it's in now, and Ford recommends if you're track driving the car that you put the wing in the upper position that causes the front of the wing to go nose down. Another nice aspect that Ford engineered into this wing was they put a couple of basically drains on the edges so water will not sit and pool on the top of the wing itself. Now, this wing was only available on the carbon fiber track pack. This was never available on any of the other GT500s. And as you would expect with a true carbon fiber wing, this wing is incredibly expensive. I've seen this wing priced upwards of $27,000 direct from Ford. So if you have a carbon fiber track pack car, keep that in mind. This wing is incredibly expensive. So now that we've covered the exterior aspects of the carbon fiber track pack, let's take a look at the interior parts of it. Now, on the interior of the carbon fiber track pack, the most noticeable aspect are these Recaro race seats. These seats are essentially the same from an architectural standpoint as the seats that were used on the Recaro-equipped GT350 and GT350R. Now, as you would expect with a very race-oriented seat, the bolstering on these seats is very aggressive. Both the bolstering being very aggressive and the Alcantara in the center section means that you do not move in these seats. When you're either driving very aggressively on the street or on the track, these seats keep you in place. And another nice feature, if you wanted to put 4 or 5-point harnesses on these seats, they already have the cutouts built in. So they're basically ready to accept a more aggressive seat belt if you are going to go onto the track. Now, the downside of these seats is you lose the functionality that come with the standard leather trim sports seats that come in the base GT500. No heat, no cooling, no memory, no power. So this is a very simple, basic seat. And if you're a larger person, these seats can be uncomfortable because the bolstering is so aggressive and you're so tight in the seat. If you're a bigger person, these seats really might not work for you just because of the way they're set up and how tight they are. Now, these seats were available as a standalone option on all other GT500s, both the base cars and the one-year carbon fiber handling package car. So you could get these on all the other GT500s. This option was $1,650 from the factory. So it really wasn't too expensive, but if you wanted to get these seats aftermarket from Ford, they were a lot more than they would be if you got them as a factory option. Now, another aspect of the carbon fiber track pack is this exposed carbon fiber instrument panel. Now, this instrument panel did not provide a performance enhancement to the car, but it really helped to tie in the overall carbon fiber track pack look because it's the same woven carbon fiber as the wheels and the wing. And it really helps to spruce up the interior because it's real deal high gloss carbon fiber and it's absolutely beautiful, and it goes across the entire dashboard itself. This was available as a standalone option as well for all other non-carbon fiber track pack cars from the factory. It was a little bit of a supply chain constraint towards the end of 22 getting this, but it was still available, and this was a $1,000 option. So it was expensive for something that didn't provide a performance enhancement, but like I said, it really helps to spruce up and add a nice race look to the interior of the GT500. And the final aspect of the carbon fiber track pack from the interior of the car is the rear seat delete. As you would expect, deleting the rear seats does help reduce a little bit of the weight of the car itself, and it gives it kind of more of that race feel since now this is only a 2-seat car. Now, this was only available on the carbon fiber track pack cars. You could not get the rear seat delete on any of the base cars or the carbon fiber handling package cars. But if you wanted to go aftermarket and get that from Ford Performance, you could. It was about $1,000. So it's kind of expensive, but it really helps to give it more of that racy look, having this car be 2 seats and knock a little bit of weight out of the car. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last 2 underhood features of the carbon fiber track pack. Now, the final 2 aspects of the carbon fiber track pack are located under the hood, starting with the adjustable top strut mounts. These allowed you to dial in a much more aggressive alignment setting than the standard non-adjustable mount that came on the base GT500 would allow. Now, in the owner's manual, it has recommendations for street versus track settings. You can street drive the track setting, but it's probably going to cause an expedited tire wear. Now, all carbon fiber track pack cars were specified to have these mounts. However, they are not all factory installed. If you have an early 2020 carbon fiber track pack car, look on your window sticker under the carbon fiber track pack option. One of the features is adjustable strut mount. Next to that, if you see dealer installed accessory abbreviated, they were not factory mounted. Essentially what that meant was they came as a kit in a box and they were sent to the original purchasing dealer separate from the car, and it was that dealer's responsibility to install them. Unfortunately, this turned into the same debacle that GT350 owners were dealing with, where they would often get lost and the dealers would forget to install them. So check on your window sticker for that if you have a early carbon fiber track pack, that adjustable strut mount. Also, you can look through the hole in the shock tower. Because they are adjustable, they are left and right specific, and they are labeled driver and passenger. So if you see that sticker for driver or passenger, you're good. The correct ones have been put on. I also did a separate video on this a while back on my GT350 regarding how to identify the adjustable versus the non-adjustable ones if they're mounted in the car, and I will link that video above. Now, if you wanted to get these adjustable strut mounts on a non-carbon fiber track pack car, you could. They were available as part of the handling package or the carbon fiber handling package that came on the base cars. Also, if you wanted to get these on a GT500 and they weren't installed at all from the factory, or on a base car, you could get these from Ford Performance. They're about a $500 option, and they are a little bit involved to install them. Typically, they have to be professionally installed, and you have to realign the car, but you could get them if you wanted to, and the car hadn't come with them from the factory as some sort of package. Now, the final aspect of the carbon fiber track pack was the catch can, commonly referred to as air oil separator. None of these were installed from the factory. They also came in a box. However, these would often come in the trunk with the car. Catch cans are pretty popular. Most people know what they are. Essentially, this separates basically the little bit of vapor mist from blow-by that comes through the PCV system. Instead of it going back into the intake and kind of gumming up the intake with oil, this separates that oil mist out of the car. What's nice about this is that this self-empties. Most of these catch cans, you manually have to empty them, and you have to make sure that they don't get full. Ford specially designed this for this car, so it empties on its own. You never have to touch this once this is installed by either the original purchasing dealer or yourself. So that was a really nice design that Ford did. This is something pretty new. I've never seen actually one of these that self-empties before. This was also part of the handling package. So just like the strut mounts, this came with that, and it also had to be customer or dealer installed. You could also get this through Ford Performance if you had a car that didn't come with it. It was about a $500 option. It is pretty expensive for a catch can, but this is nice having the self-emptying feature on it. This is something that you really don't see on any other catch cans. So those are the features of the carbon fiber track pack GT500. Now let me get into my final thoughts regarding whether or not I think this package is worth the price tag. Final thoughts, is the carbon fiber track pack worth the price tag? I think that really depends on what is important to you and how you're going to use the car. From a pure financial standpoint, I think that this package is a really good deal. Even though it is expensive, for you to go out and buy all these individual aspects individually to put together your own carbon fiber track pack off of a base car, it would probably cost you 3 times as much. So from that aspect, the package is really worth the money. Now, if you're going to street drive the car, from a performance aspect, it's probably not. The car doesn't have any more power than a base car would have, and it's actually a tiny bit slower than a base car just because of all the additional downforce that this car produces. So from that, it might not be worth it, and then you have to worry about the expensive carbon fiber bits. If you're going to track drive the car, this gives you an edge over a base car would. Both of the weight reduction, the stiffer, lighter wheels, the extra aero and downforce that this car creates, it probably is worth the money for the carbon fiber track pack car. Me personally, I bought this carbon fiber track pack option just because I think it makes the car look absolutely incredible. It gives it that nice, aggressive look, and the high gloss woven carbon fiber all over this car, the wheels, the wing on the interior, it really elevates the car to the next level and gives it not only an amazing presence, but it makes the car look like an absolute work of art, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.